Somehow, we're here. It's another one. It's another one. How can we be here for another one already? We're like 2 days removed from when the official podcast comes out. And here we go, the siren's blazing. Another emergency podcast. Now, you look in front of me. This is an emotional support podcast, okay? We're going to talk about our feelings here. I've got no notes. I haven't outlined anything. I haven't prepared anything. We're going to be talking about this again on Monday, as I believe that we're going to be talking about a lot of times as this season continues, because this is about the wildest WrestleMania season as I remember seeing. Storyline and real life intersecting for absolute anarchy and bedlam in the world of professional wrestling. SmackDown, Raw, we get the promo of all promos. Seth Rollins delivers the one that we've been waiting for, with Seth Rollins trying to convince Cody Rhodes to face him at WrestleMania. It's confusing. Why is Seth in such a frenzy to convince Cody to face him at WrestleMania? Cody is announced to be on SmackDown, where the decision, quote unquote, will be made. It's advertised. Cody's going to be on SmackDown. Today, the big advertisements on Twitter are all over Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes face-to-face. The WWE Twitter account posts the video of the last time they were face-to-face a couple of months ago, when Cody and Roman met in the aisle and they had to be separated by WWE officials. We all felt what we felt at the Rumble. We all felt what we felt when Cody pointed directly at Roman Reigns in that skybox. And Roman Reigns comes to the ring. Everything on purpose, by the way. And before Roman even got to the ring, everything being done on purpose. And that's a key point to what we need to talk about. Because all SmackDown long, a big deal is made that Cody Rhodes is in the building. Whether for support or for another reason, Pharaoh has accompanied Cody Rhodes. He's brought the dog. The dog is with Cody. He walks into the arena. He's got the dog. He's in his bus, which I don't know where he was walking from. Did he get off his bus, walk in, and then walk back to his bus? Where was he going? He was already on his bus. He's got the dog on the bus. Cody's coming. Cody's here. Cody's coming up next. Cody's petting his dog. Have you ever seen a good guy as good as Cody who loves his dog so much? It's an amazing scene. Roman comes out. Roman Reigns comes to the ring. There's gray in his beard. This is not an accident. There's not gray in Roman's beard because he forgot to hit the barber's chair, okay? We're telling stories with every single detail. If you're going to sit there and tell me that the gray in Roman's beard is not an intentional narrative device, I'm going to tell you to start looking a lot more closely to what this product is. Go back to post-WrestleMania last year when Roman wasn't on TV for months. Look at the physical appearance of Paul Heyman, and look how it changed when Roman came back. Roman is telling us a story about how the stress is getting to him, and that's why his beard is not quite as manicured. And that's why you can even see gray a little bit starting to pop up in the sides of his hair. And he does this promo. And it's like the haters ball on Chappelle's show. Destroying Seth Rollins. I mean, destroying. He brings up his little brother. Already, little brother Seth Rollins. And then says, exactly, no pop. Which is just murderous. And then goes into completely dismantle and disregard the championship that Seth Rollins has. I mean, burial of the century. And says, Cody, if you want, I'm not gonna beg you to have this match. If you want to face the number 2 guy in the industry, do it. If you want to face the number 1 guy, do it. Cody comes out. Signing autographs for the kids. The children are in the audience. He's signing autographs for the children. He didn't even bring his dog out in case there was pyro. He didn't want to scare the dog anymore. He's such a good guy. And people can't believe it. And they go to commercial. That's what a big deal it is that Cody is on this show. They go to commercial. And they come back and that music is still playing. And everybody's still singing along. Whoa. The whole time they were on commercial, this song is playing. They're still enjoying it. And then Cody gets in the ring and we get all the feels. I can't believe it. This is what we've been waiting for. And then Cody says, straight up, that Roman's belt is the one that he wants. He wants Roman's championship. He brings up the time Roman said this was all his. That camera's mine. Those commentators are mine. Those fans are mine. And Cody says not only does he want that title, the same title that Bruno Sammartino held, the same title that Hulk Hogan held. Not only does he want that title, he wants everything. He wants it all to be his. And then he just utters the words, but not at WrestleMania. And you go, what? I mean, as recently as Saturday, the day of the Royal Rumble, 6 days ago from this recording, he sat in a room, he meaning Cody Rhodes, sat in a room with myself and the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer. We will have the interview on this channel. I'm Busted Open. And Tommy Dreamer, great question asker that he is, swung a question at him like it was a kendo stick. And he said, does the story have to be finished at WrestleMania? And Cody said, yeah, for lack of a better term. He wouldn't fully commit to it, but he said, yeah, it should end at WrestleMania. And Cody said that he talked to legends for advice, for counsel. And at first when he said counsel, I went, special counsel? The wise man? No. He went to legends for counsel. And after he says it's not going to be at WrestleMania, he says he went to this legend for counsel. And we hear, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. And The Rock comes out, and you know it's serious because, believe it or not, there were goosebumps on his arm. Yes, we saw the people's goosebumps popping up like the millions and millions that were cheering in that arena, that they got to see the man himself in person. And The Rock gets in that ring. And he and Cody, instead of shaking hands, they have like an arm wrestling thing, right? They have like a yeah, we're brothers here. And then The Rock pulls him in. I look at everything, but it's not aggressively. He doesn't pull him in because I think The Rock is being smart. At no point is The Rock trying to be the physical aggressor, the physical alpha male with Cody Rhodes. He offers him almost to come in for the hug, and Cody accepts the hug. He comes in for the hug. The Rock whispers something into Cody's ear. Now, this is interesting to me because as The Rock is whispering into Cody's ear, we see a different type of Cody. When Cody says it's not going to be at WrestleMania, it seems like he's graciously saying, no, I've decided that the move here is to not go to WrestleMania and to give it to The Rock. But as The Rock is talking to Cody Rhodes, we see sad Cody eyes. We see emotional Cody eyes. We've seen emotional Cody eyes many times before. That man wears his heart on his sleeve that is directly below that giant tattoo on his neck. We've seen it a million times. You saw that face. And on his way out, he slapped that high five to a kid in the front row, but not in a happy way, not in a, yeah, buddy, we're doing this together. Almost in a way like, yeah, we're still cool, but I'm not having the best day in the world right now. And he walked out. And he left Roman and The Rock in there together. And they had a face-off. And a very interesting thing happened. A lot of people on the internet got very upset. And a lot of people in an arena got very happy. And it's an interesting dichotomy when you look at it. Now, you have to understand the people in the arena are reacting to a surprise that is happening right in the moment. People want to say that the arena is real and the internet isn't. That is not true. The fact is that if you ignore the internet and just react to that initial sound in the arena, eventually the arena is going to catch up to the internet. Right? The internet's the one that is not in the building, kind of captured by this wave of emotion because they're seeing this giant star in front of them. The internet It's probably emotional on the other side. But every time this has happened, if the internet is just ignored and not taken into account, the internet's the one who wins. I mean, that's always the way it's been when the internet is this loud. But the internet is not completely one-sided on this either. There are plenty of people who, of course, are happy to see The Rock versus Roman. The fact is, while I was getting a lot of fans that were saying, this is insane, a lot of comparisons to WrestleMania 9, a lot of people saying, well, this is Rock is Hogan and Cody is Brett. A lot of people saying, well, how does Cody ever recover from this? You can't expect people to put this kind of investment into Cody Rhodes and then not have it ever paid off. What I was also getting was, oh, great. Now I'm spending $10,000 on WrestleMania tickets. In 25 minutes, I got so many responses. First of all, it was made clear that I need to jump on and get our feelings out there together and do this collectively. But also, I got both of those responses. People going, this is WrestleMania 9, and people going, I'm going to pay $12,000 for tickets right now because I want to see The Rock and Roman Reigns. So, what are we doing? Now, like I've said, this is three rules of this podcast. Number one, speculate wildly. That's what we're doing. Number two, well, I guess technically number one is watch the product, which that's why we're doing this show. Number two is speculate wildly. That's what we're doing on this show. And number three is everything counts. And what you can't ignore is that clearly, even if you just look at this episode of SmackDown, efforts were made to make you want to see Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania. Efforts were made to make Cody Rhodes look like the guy who should be facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. If they are trying to make you put Cody over here to the side, then they are not showing him walking into the building and putting the time. They are not showing him in his bus petting his dog. They are not allowing his entrance to happen and then going to commercial break and saying, he is such a big star that we're showing you his entrance, and that's what's going to make you stick around through the commercial break because you want to see him so badly. That stuff that isn't getting done so that they can poo-poo him right after. It makes no sense. Of course, that's not what's happening. Now, I don't know what's happening. I know what isn't happening. I don't know what is happening. I also don't know that it's going to work. You know what I mean? I can guess the intention, but what I'm not going to do is ignore what's right in front of our faces because I'm worried that they're going in the wrong direction when we don't know what direction they're going in. Cody lost to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. People thought that was a terrible decision. Cody Rhodes is more popular now than he was at going into WrestleMania 39. People want to see Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns now even more than they wanted to see Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. And if Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, it would mean more than if he beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39 because he'd be walking in with doubt. He'd be walking in with his back against the wall. What does that mean if he's not walking into WrestleMania 40 to face Roman Reigns? That I don't know. You know, I mean, the fact is that all of this is coming from a segment that ended up with no words. It was The Rock and Roman Reigns slowly meeting each other in the center of the ring. Like two high schoolers that had seen each other on opposite ends of the dance floor. And now they're coming together because the universe has brought them there. And that's what we're seeing. This is part of something that we've been talking about where the WWE has a lot of options and has built a lot of stars in a relatively short period of time. And it's left people in a spot where it's hard to have your cake and eat it too. What planet would we be on if we said you shouldn't do Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? That's not a thing. It doesn't exist. But at the same time, the story has been told so well that what planet are we on that we're not doing Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40? And unfortunately, both those things are existing in the same planet. I said on Twitter, let them cook. I said last week on the podcast, let them cook. I firmly believe that based on the last, call it year to year and a half, 12 to 18 months of storytelling, based on the stories that have been told, based on the stars that have been made, based on the temperature of the product, there is nothing that has me going, these people don't know what they're doing. When Adam Copeland was on this podcast, I talked to him about the difference in people who he's worked for. And what he said about Triple H is he's a wrestling fan. And multiple people have said this about Triple H. He's a wrestling fan. He tells stories from the perspective of not just somebody putting together a global billion-dollar sports entertainment company, but also he's a wrestling fan. He gets it. And that fact has traveled with him thus far. A graphic came up that said there's going to be a WrestleMania kickoff press event in Las Vegas. What else is happening in Las Vegas? That's happening on Thursday. What happens in Las Vegas on Sunday, 4 days later? Oh, the Super Bowl. They're doing a WrestleMania press conference Super Bowl week in the town that the Super Bowl's in. Hello, media. Hi, every media outlet ever. Oh, you're going to be here? Oh, great. Why don't you come to our event? When's the Super Bowl? Sunday? Okay, so how about Thursday? What are you doing on Thursday? Oh, you'll be here, but so want to come to our event? All right, we'll see you there. I would imagine that's when we'll get the answer. If the idea was Cody versus Seth, then I can't imagine, because Roman put down Seth and the title, and then also said, Cody also said, hey, Roman, your title is the one that I want. He didn't say, hey, Roman, you were wrong about Seth. Why'd you say all that nasty stuff? He said, your title was the one that I want. If we're just looking at a scenario where Cody goes, yeah, I wanted the title from Roman, but then The Rock asked for it, so I just gave it to him. I'm going to fight Seth now. Why? I mean, are they just in the business of having the most over people in the company look dumb? I don't think that that's realistic. I don't think that that's what's happening. I think it's a very pessimistic interpretation of what we saw. Now, it's valid because all we're doing here is speculating wildly. And if that's your wild speculation, I'll allow it. This is what we do. But what Cody said was, I want that title and I want everything. But I'm not going to take it at WrestleMania. Now, maybe because The Rock is a member of the TKO board, maybe they're going to make that part of the storyline where Cody was able to go to the board of directors and they were able to manipulate his Royal Rumble stipulation. I would imagine the TKO board of directors can sit there and go like, well, if you'd like a title shot at a different time, you can have it. Can you imagine the board of directors going like, what about the Royal Rumble stipulation? But maybe that's what Cody did. And maybe Cody's going to go to Perth, Australia, and maybe he's going to beat Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. Because he said he wasn't going to do it at WrestleMania. Maybe he's going to do it in Perth, Australia. And that's when he takes the Universal title. And then Roman goes to WrestleMania to face The Rock. Now, I don't know if that certainly isn't the moment for Cody. And I don't know what Cody then does at WrestleMania unless Cody takes the title from Roman in the Elimination Chamber and then goes to WrestleMania and unifies Seth's World Heavyweight title. But then, I mean, dude, if Seth's World Heavyweight title gets unified with the Universal Championship at WrestleMania so that the entire span of Seth's championship is from when Seth won the tournament until he lost at WrestleMania and then the title doesn't exist anymore, the damage that will have been done to Seth Rollins is incomprehensible if that were to happen. I mean, it will just officially be the title that never mattered if that were to happen. I don't think it can happen. It shouldn't happen. Matter of fact, based on that promo, Seth needs to come out on Raw, tear everybody up, and we just need to go with Seth and Drew. Nothing associated with that WWE Universal Championship needs to sully Seth's championship. Seth and Drew should be that title match now, based on what I saw on SmackDown. Tonight, as we speak. I don't know. I could change my opinion by Monday. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he said not at WrestleMania. So when's he going to do it? Is he going to beat The Rock? Is The Rock going to go to WrestleMania and beat Roman for the title, and then Cody gets to beat The Rock? Cody gets to finish his story by beating The Rock? That's a big match if Cody beats The Rock. I have no idea how this happens. What I love is that none of us do. None of us know what happens. I still have full faith that something is being planned here. Because all this is being done intentionally, right? Whether they thought of it, and we're in a very unique circumstance because multiple top stars were pulled out of the WrestleMania planning a week ago. And now we're left juggling, trying to figure out exactly where we're going to go. Roman Reigns versus The Rock is the biggest match that the WWE can possibly put on. There is no bigger match. Austin versus Punk is not bigger than Roman versus The Rock right now, today. And Punk can't wrestle right now anyway. Roman versus Rock. I don't think there's anything bigger than that. What needs to happen is we need to be able to get to WrestleMania. Because by the time we get to WrestleMania, The Rock won't be a surprise anymore. It'll be a given. So, how do we get to WrestleMania without people feeling like The Rock took Cody's spot? That's going to be the art. That's what we need to figure out. And that's what we'll continue to talk about. If you've got any ideas, head over to YouTube if you're not watching already on YouTube and put it in the comments. Reviews, subscribe. Don't forget, I'll be in Philadelphia April 3rd. That's Wednesday. You can go to notsam.com, click the link that says tickets. I'll be at the Helium Comedy Club doing a live Not Sam podcast. Check it out. I hope to see you there. I'll be back on Monday with the newest episode of Not Sam Wrestling without the siren. I think we're going to be getting a lot of use out of this season. A lot. Thanks, everybody.